a bottle of...
Oh, shit. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness.
Where the hell is the fucking Hall of Fame?
Get up, come on, get down with the sickness.
How dare you say such things about a widow?
Does she eat the corpse?
Right. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Open up your head and let it flow into me. I can see inside you the sickness is rising.
I think he's some kind of darky.
Seems that all that was good has died.
He living in my coattail.
Oh no, the world is a scary place.
Quiet down on the Christmas show, for fuck's sake!
Now that you've woken up the demon in me.
Whose idea was this?
Why?
Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Mother, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You
Sit on my face.
fucker, get up, come on, get down with the sickness.
Get it.
Open up your head and let it flow into me. Why can't you just fuck up the sickness?
As they do. He got out.
Here it comes. Get ready to die. Get ready to fuckers.
Die.
Second time around. And he said I could do it. King of the boys. The boy. King of the
All right, before we wrap it up today, Vinny, you did in fact win the King of the Board 2010. I actually don't have the music here for you. I was going to play the Victorious theme song that I played last year. I did change my avatar today.
I noticed that.
I'm now.
You're merely the Texarkana television champion.
That's right. I'm merely the Texarkana champion. You are now the king, and so your $100 grand prize is going to be donated. Apparently. Now, I figured I would just go to the Red Cross website and donate $100. Is that fine?
That's cool.
Is there a specific... the Red Cross is going to get there.
They seem to have been around for a while and have helped people before. All
right, so we'll donate the $100 to the Red Cross. And next year, by the way, the 2011 King of the Board, first off, it better be better than this year's. And this is you guys' fault for eliminating me in the second round. But regardless, next year's King of the Board, I will also be giving $100 to the winner. And that person can decide if they would like it PayPal to them or whatever. Donated. If you want to donate it to a charity next year, you can do that as well.
10 months free subscription.
Or 10 months, whatever you want. You're going to get $100 next year to the winner of the King of the Board. And you also get what Vinny is going to have to decide what he wants to do with right now. Vinny, I don't know how much thought you put into this. I'm sure tons of it. But you now do, in fact, have 2 areas of the board.
Yeah.
Now, you've got the Vinny V's Karaoke Showcase, and then you've got the deal.
As yet unnamed King of the Board winner folder.
I'm actually going into it right now. Yes, Vinny V's 2010 King of the Board folder. Now, what would you like to do with this?
Well, I have actually been getting offers.
Offers, you say?
Offers. People want this folder. One man who I shall not name, but he proposed a cash offering to me and said he would give me a lump sum payment. And one of his selling points was that selling this folder of the board to this man would piss off all the Euros. And I explained to him that, listen, my gimmick of not caring about the board in general is not a gimmick. I don't want to piss off the Euros.
Sure.
So that's out. I also got a message from our friend Anchor, who and this one I will not lie, this gave me great pause. He offered to take down VinceVerify.info.
Really?
Yes. And my immediate thought at the time was, deal. Then I realized he would just put up like Vince-Verheide.info or something.
Sure.
That site's never going away.
No.
And
it's always going to be there.
There's nothing I can do about that. I wish I could make it go away, but I can't. So
now even more people are aware of it.
Now people are clicking it as we speak. Yes. I figured we would just auction the thing off and send that money to Haiti as well.
All right.
You got a problem with that?
No, that's fine.
Okay. So everyone, someone start a thread in my folder, the Vinny V secondary folder King of the Board auction.
All right.
Or you want to do it via, how should we do this? What's the best way?
How can we do this? Do they have auction sites? Maybe eBay? Why don't you put it on eBay? That way you at least know that these people are going to have to put up.
Okay, that's true. I was concerned about that. The fraud one. Other people, they do that on eBay as well.
Yeah. All right. Well, okay. We're going to eBay off the Vinny V 2010 King of the Board folder, and all of the proceeds will also be going to Haiti.
We'll say to the Red Cross.
To the Red Cross.
Yes.
To the Red Cross. So, all right, let me figure out how to do that, and we'll get that done over the weekend, and that will be our plan. So, there you go, everybody. If you want this anchor,
pony up.
The man who will remain unnamed that wants to piss off the Euros, the folder will be auctioned off with all of the proceeds going to the Red Cross. So, that's what we'll be doing, everybody. So I'll get the update up there maybe in the next... I'll try and figure this out. Maybe I'll actually do it in the Tuesday update so that we can get everybody, including the freeloaders. I have no idea why they would want it.
See, when you suggest
go on the board,
that would be the funniest possible thing is someone who is not a member buys the board. And it's theirs, but they can't even get to it.
Yes. I need to get this off my chest again. I said this on Tuesday, but apparently there is confusion based on the emails that I've been getting in regard to the auction for Vinny's folder. Everybody's aware that Vinny's King of the Board folder is being auctioned off. Right?
Right.
Okay. It's on eBay. People have, I think it's up at $250 right now or whatever it is. Okay. Stop emailing me and asking me if it's okay to do such and such with the folder. Okay? Because if you've got to email me to ask, the answer's probably no.
Right.
I think some guy emailed, and I can't remember what exactly he was asking, but I think it was like, can I call it Bryan's Little Dicky folder or something? It was something even stupider than that. What the hell was it?
I don't know if it was email address or eBay ID or whatever, but apparently it was Bryan Sucks Dicky.
Yeah, I think that's what he wanted to be, the Bryan Sucks Dicky forum.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he
This is a not safe for work tag that's going to be sitting there on the front page of the board. No. If you want to call it the Bryan is a Geek forum, fine. If you want to call it Bryan Sucks forum, fine. Bryan Sucks Dicky, okay, no one is going to... People go on the board at work. People turn off their avatars, they turn off their signatures, because they don't want people looking over their shoulder and seeing someone's tits flopping around, all right? So, you're asking me if you can call it the Bryan Sucks Dicky forum? No.
I don't know.
Why would you even ask this question?
To be honest, it was hard to tell because the emailer had a very poor grasp of the English language and very poor communication skills. I think that was just his name.
But nobody actually asked if he could call it that. I got this email. I can find the email and read it here if need be.
The same guy had another sentence where, and again, it's unclear on what exactly his goals were because he writes badly, but I think he wanted to dedicate his folder exclusively to granny porn. Yeah, that was the other one. It was something like, can I make it the granny porn forum, and I'll make a bunch of pictures and videos with her head on them. Of not just grannies, your granny. Yeah. Yeah. No. The answer is no. I mean, these questions are so mind-boggling that I almost just want to shut this auction down.
And I'll just have everybody PM me with how much you're going to offer and what your idea is. And if it's not a monumentally stupid idea and you offer the most money, then you win. Just PayPal me the money. I think I'm actually going to do that. Because I'll think about this. I'll let everybody on the board.
We got a few days left for the auction run out.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, seriously. It just boggles my mind that people would ask this question. Okay, yes, a lot of stuff goes on the board. But believe it or not, there are limits to what you can do on the board. I thought I made it very clear on Tuesday when I said, obviously, if you're trying to turn this into a child porn forum, obviously the answer is no. So now I'm getting people emailing me going, can I call it Bryan's Sucks a Dickie forum, or can I make it the Granny Rape forum? It's just, seriously? Seriously. I feel like the Miz right now. Really? Really?
This is your fan base.
No, it's not. No, it is not. Okay, I know the people that are on this website, all right? This is, well, when people complain about dumbasses on the board, the number of people on the board that are actually dumbasses is very few. I can probably count on maybe my hands and feet. Most of the people on the board are great. But the dumbasses, the 10 or 20 of them, also happen to, and this is a generalization. It's not it's not like if you look at the top 20 most frequent posters, they'd all be these people. But these people post far more frequently than your average person, okay? It throws it all off. It throws off the average to have a preponderance of idiocy posting on the board.
So half the posts on the board may be retarded, but it's only 14 people doing it. Yes. What you're saying. I see.
I've said this for years.
Don't necessarily disagree.
I have said this for years. This is why I don't have a problem with the board. Because if we seriously had a board with, I don't know how many registered users are on the board nowadays, and that even, I think the number that I got to that go on the board regularly was 1,200 or something like that per day. If I really thought that 1,200 people went on the board every day and all 1,200 of them were goddamn idiots, I'd have shut this board down so long ago, okay? Of the 1,200 people that go on the board, about 20 of them are just complete morons. And they post all the fucking time. That's the thing. But not everybody is like that. But these emails that I'm getting from people that are actually bidding on this are just so mind-boggling that I'm thinking of shutting down the eBay thing. Everybody PM me what you want to do with the folder and how much you're willing to do, and I will give it to somebody. I mean, seriously, the major psychological issues forum is not enough for some of you. You've got to try and create an even dumber folder.
I don't know if you've been in the gifts or get the fuck out folder lately.
Sean emailed me and said that he had to edit it, and I told him to go for it.
Yeah, and frankly, I wish I had edited it before him.
Apparently, there was like
there's one guy who is posting, we'll just say, very gross things.
Yeah, and actually, you know what? He PM'd me. He PM'd me and he said, your buddy Sean's deleting things.
Yes.
And I was like, I don't even remember what I said, but it was something like,
yeah,
you're really PMing me about this? Your mind is really boggled as to why 2 Girls, 1 Cup the GIF was taken off there. I mean, it just, if you have to ask, for fuck's sake, the answer is no. Jesus. Sorry, everybody. It's just, there's a couple people had ideas like, why don't we turn into the Lucha Libre forum? That's a great idea. That's a great idea. You got $100 laying around, donate it to charity, we'll turn it into a Lucha Libre forum. I'm fine with that. Why do you have to come up with something even stupider than what we've already got on the board? Why is that your goal?
When you put it that way, it is. There's something impressive about that.
I just don't get it. So anyway, to the guy emailing, the answer is no. And most likely you're out of the running here in this thing. I mean, I'm donating this money to charity. We're trying to do a good thing here. And you're trying to turn it into the Granny Rape Forum? For God's sake. Like, every now and then, I think I've heard it all. Every now and then, I'm still surprised. About our board. Think about that. Every now and then, our board still shocks me. It's like I am right now. Just jaw on the ground at these emails I've been getting. I don't know.
So yeah, everybody sucks.
We're gonna no. And I'm not even saying the guy that emailed me sucked, because at least he emailed to ask. You know what I mean?
Rather than trying to ambush you later.
Yeah.
Now that I've won the board.
Rather than winning and saying this is what I'm going to do, and me saying seriously, you can't do this, and then him pitching a fit and wanting his money back that he's donated to charity. So anyway, I'm almost positive that I'm ending this eBay thing, and you guys can all PM me with what you'd like to do and how much you're willing to offer. Okay?
And whoever has the high bid and has an acceptable idea wins.
Yes. I'm looking for friendly people. Okay? The days of the board just being... These were never days, but people trying to turn the board into a cesspool. Okay, it's enough of a cesspool. Let's try and make this a better place. It's 2010. It's 2010, everybody. Life is about community now. The 90s are over. The 80s are over. Back 20 years ago, when, yes, everybody was out for themselves, those days are over. It's about community now. We're trying to create a nice community here on my website, not a place where a bunch of dipshits congregate. It's another coast-to-coast drop.
That was the first one?
Yeah, remember we had the one about giants, demons, and other issues?
Yes, I do remember that now.
Again, George Norrie, everybody.
For some reason, it's giants that gets me.
Giants, demons, and other issues.
I guess I have a easier time believing in demons than I do in giants. I don't know why.
Other issues to me now is like the internet cable's not working right. So I'm thinking giants, demons, and some
other
cable
issues.
Problems. Let's play this song. Or this
and
drop.
if you took guns away, I think that alien or otherwise could walk in here and take us over and say, walk down here, we've got these holes already drilled in the mountain, and get in your chains and go down there.
You know what? I think I actually heard that when it was played on the Coast to Coast, and I don't listen to it all the time. Sometimes I do.
And if you took guns away, I think that alien or otherwise could walk in here and take us over and say, walk down here, we've got these holes already drilled in the mountain, and get in your chains and go down there.
Okay, let's listen to this for a second.
So aliens have come
Let's dissect this man's theory.
Far, far away.
Aliens from outer space, distant worlds, have come to planet Earth, and without us noticing, they have been drilling underground caves or prisons in our mountains.
Yeah.
And the only thing stopping them from taking over
is guns.
Is the .44 Magnum. That they have not found a solution to yet.
Yeah. I just love I love Art Bell and all, but I start listening to these dingbats talking about their harebrained theories about this and that, and I was just sit there and I ask, why? Like, for example, alien abductions, okay? Mm-hmm. Aliens coming down and operating on us. Why?
To learn how we work.
Vince.
Yeah.
Okay, so they've got the technology to do whatever they have to do to come to Earth from far, far away.
You would think they could just do an X-ray?
And they have to lift us up out of our cars.
And cut us open.
Put us on a fucking operating table in their flying saucer, cut us open, and examine us that way? That's...
Maybe they're just mean.
Are they still doing bloodletting? What other antiquated medical, you know what I mean? It's absurd. Ridiculous. You know what I mean? They need our DNA. Why would they need our DNA?
That I don't know.
Why would... I mean, seriously, you're from another fucking planet. You ain't gonna have the same DNA. What the fuck would you do with our DNA? Why would they mate with us?
I don't know.
They need to create an alien-human hybrid, and the best way they can do it is fucking. You come all this way...
to get laid, yes.
There's got to be an easier way.
They're out of women.
There has got to be an easier way. They need our resources. Oh, really? There's no other fucking planet with trees in this entire fucking universe? This is just... Every one of these explanations is so fucking stupid.
Wouldn't you burn more resources getting here than you would?
It's the most goddamn ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Are you going to
They need our gold.
A wood-burning space saucer?
There wasn't enough gold on their planet. They needed gold. So they fucking came all the way to Earth? Sounds like they got bigger problems than needing gold.
Do you ever see Battlefield Earth?
No, I refuse to watch it.
It is the worst movie I ever saw, without any hesitation. There's a scene about gold in there.
Everybody should, I will say this, everybody should read, I think it's called The Day After Roswell. It's actually, what they did was they found every possible living witness to Roswell that they could find. Literally like hundreds of them. And they interviewed every single one of them, and they build a case that they say, if you took this to a civil suit, for example, the amount of evidence that would be needed in a civil suit, there's more than enough evidence to say that something happened at Roswell. That I'm fine with. I don't know if it was fucking aliens that came all this way and crashed once they got here. Okay, seriously. You came all the way through interstellar space and lightning struck your craft and it blew up. Okay, not sure about that. But I honest to God believe that something did happen in Roswell. And when you read this book, when you read all of these people and all of their stories, there is absolutely no way that nothing happened. It is just, that's true. The rest of the bullshit I don't know about. The crash and all this stuff, something happened there if you read this book. But they didn't fucking come here to get our gold. Or our women.
Or our trees.
Or our trees.
How on the hell do we get into this subject?
This stupid drop from coast to coast about aliens drilling holes in mountains and putting us in there. Why would they do that? That's the question. That is the question.
Apparently they have no better work power source than slave labor.
I'm trying to think, I don't know. Do people go in the jungle and drill holes in the mountains and put monkeys in them? Why would you do that?
I don't know.
Just why would you do that?
If you're going to put an Earth creature to work, why would you choose humans?
It's true.
Bears,
these lazy ass humans nowadays. Well, shouldn't they go back in time when man was more hardworking?
Even then, why do you think man trained horses? It's not just because we're lazy, because horses are stronger.
Oh, ridiculous.
Salagadoola, metricapoola, bibbidi-bobbidi-doo. Put them together and what have you got? Bibbidi-bobbidi-doo. Salagadoola, metricapoola, bibbidi-bobbidi-doo. Dibbidi-doo. Believe it or not, bibbidi-bobbidi-doo.
Huh. Now you can't win them all. That was better than Randy Savage's promo, I will say that. I at least understood what was being said. I'll give Josh one more chance here.
Pretty woman.
Walking down the street.
Pretty woman.
The kind I like to.
Humble. Pretty woman.
I don't believe you.
Liar.
You're not the truth. No one could
Look
look as good as you.
Faggot. Vinny Victor.
Won't you pardon me?
I'm the most handsome good-looking man in the world. Vinny Victor.
I couldn't help but see.
Vinny Victor.
That you look lovely as can be.
Oh, they missed you right there.
Lesbian.
Just like
Rosie O'Donnell.
How could someone have made such a horrible first song and such a fabulous second song?
I don't know.
That's a good one right there.
But it's, hopefully they're made in that order and he actually improved to that degree. Otherwise, he's getting much worse.
All right, this was the final ever ECW, and
boy, did it not feel important. This was
I got pissed off at the show.
This was the most missable, forgettable final episode of anything ever.
Well, I don't know if I could go that far. There were things that I will remember, like why the fuck did Christian drop the title on the last show?
Why not?
Well, I'll tell you why not. Because Christian carried this fucking show on his back for the last year.
Carried it to what?
Carried it literally almost the only thing worth watching on this fucking show for a full year.
Carried it to a show that was outdrawn by Impact.
doesn't matter, okay? Without Christian, think of how the show would have done. The only thing worth watching on this show for a year, and in the end, he lost the belt to Ezekiel Jackson.
A big guy.
At least the final ever ECW champion could have been Christian. Instead, it's Ezekiel Jackson. Okay? They should have just called the show Eastern Championship Wrestling for the last episode, so it really went full circle. From the ghetto to the ghetto.
You should have brought Snuka back. Put him on there.
Should have. He should have beat Ezekiel Jackson there at the end. Oh, my God. Open up with Miz and the Big Show against Goldust and Yoshitatsu for the Unified Tag Team titles. Big Show, Miz, Goldust, and Yoshitatsu, all on the last ever ECW. I was never like the biggest ECW fan. You know what I mean? I watched it. There was some stuff that was good. I watched the television. Sometimes I just felt like it was just badly overbooked. There were some great things about it, but I wasn't one of those fans that I just got so angry when WWE did certain things with ECW. I was never that passionate about it, really. I enjoyed it for what it was. Some stuff was really great. At first, Barely Legal, fucking awesome. But I'm not one of those people that just can't let it go. With that said, Goldust, Yoshitatsu, Big Show, and Miz on the final ever ECW. All right. Why did Tommy Dreamer leave when he did? Why didn't he just stick around through this last show? He couldn't bear it?
I don't know. He wanted to get out.
Anyway, this match was fine.
It was not. I actually had very high hopes for it. Because
so did I.
Goldust in particular is awesome. Yoshi's been fine, and Miz and Show Me for a fun team, but they didn't get very much time. It did not go through a commercial break. They did their entrances. They wrestled for perhaps 5 minutes, maybe 4. Goldust made a comeback. Then Show punched him in the stomach, and Miz hit his move and pinned him.
Yeah.
There was a point here where Big Show, for seriously, I think the first time ever, Big Show executed a headlock takeover.
That should be his finisher, the side headlock.
He's hardcore.
Nobody could possibly escape that move, except maybe Kurt Angle if he put it on them.
He's a 500-pound man on you.
Yeah.
Or Mark Henry, maybe.
Said the NXT would feature superstars mentoring rookies. Throughout the show, they announced which superstars would mentor which rookies. Chris Jericho will be mentoring Wade Barrett, who they called a former bare-knuckle fighter, whatever the fuck that is. And he's that guy from England they signed that looks exactly like Batista. Exciting. They also announced that Matt Hardy would be mentoring Justin Gabriel, who is apparently not DJ Gabriel, and he is a, quote, dynamo of energy. So they paired him with Matt Hardy.
Some of these pairings are amazing.
I feel sorry for that guy.
Done by blind draw, obviously. So
time for Tiffany's farewell address.
This is the only time on this show I actually got emotional. The very last promo by Tiffany as
bullshit.
ECW
She'll be on
GM.
SmackDown Friday.
As ECW GM. As the person in charge of a show.
She was talking about how...
She was in rare form saying NXT would have rookies who would mentor, 2 words, they'd serve as mentors to aggressive and opinionated rookies.
Yes. 8 aggressive and opinionated rookies.
So then Zach and Rosa walked in and she said, Zach, I'm in the middle of something.
Yeah.
So
I wish she would have just said, what?
What do you want, you fucker?
What are you possibly in the middle of? So Rosa cut a promo on her. Zach wanted into the main event. She said no. He said it's Extreme Rules, so I'm just going to be there anyway. No one can stop me.
Apparently it's true.
No, it's not true. He was stopped by Tiffany. We'll get into that in a minute.
He was stopped. Or Rosa. Whatever.
No, she sent them both to the back. She said, I told you, and then she made them go away, and they did.
I guess so. So, our next pairing was MVP, Montilla Vontavious Porter, whose gimmick and real-life history is that he served 9.5 years in the Florida prison for armed robbery. He is paired with Skip Sheffield, who is, and this is a quote, an old-fashioned Texas boy who has been called a hoss inside the ring. He loves to entertain with Some kind of presence.
He loves to entertain with an outgoing presence.
With an outgoing presence.
Did Tiffany write these? I mean, seriously.
She may have.
She had to.
They were all so horrible.
She should have actually read these. That would have actually made the show worthwhile.
That actually would have been great.
Who loves to entertain with an outgoing presence. Abraham Washington segment.
This was where I got really pissed.
Okay, listen, everybody. If I hear one more person talk about how the Jerry Springer thing was the worst thing ever on Raw, I will literally punch you when I see you. This was so much worse than the Jerry Springer segment. I mean, someone actually said, Bryan, you said that you could name 100 segments worse than the Jerry Springer one. Well, go for it. Okay, every fucking Abraham Washington show was worse than that Jerry Springer segment. This was horrible. Abraham Washington came out. He talked. Tony Atlas laughed. He said he was going to interview the biggest star in the company as the final guest on his show. It was himself. Shelton came out to save the day. They attempted to bury each other. Vance Archer came out next.
Still employed.
Got to be fucking kidding me. Next out was Kalen Croft and Trent Beretta.
They dubbed this segment boring.
Yes.
They were correct, but still.
Then Kozlov came out, and Shelton, anyway, proceeded to clear the ring with Kozlov, and then they shook hands. This was the most god-awful segment of all times.
I wrote that was the most useless segment there has ever been on any show ever.
How could anyone seriously find that Springer segment worse than this?
I don't know.
I absolutely have no idea. No idea at all.
This was terrible.
Pile of shit this was.
It wasn't even that long, but it just, we were watching this, someone who asked, why is the show going off the air? And you held your hand, this is the beginning of the show, mind you. You held your hand to the screen and turned to them and said, it sucks. And this is the proof.
Yes.
This was this show sucking. This was the point where I just thought, this is why the show is going off the air. Because it sucks. So, instead of, I really thought about this later during Christian's final promo, but, so the letters have been around since 1994, and they kept talking about this company like it mattered. They didn't show us any of the things that people are actually going to remember. And if you don't want to promote folks like Raven or Shane Douglas or Sandman or Dreamer or people who don't work for you, fine. You can talk to people who do still work for you who used to be on the show. Well, you can say CM Punk got his start on the show. You can say John Morrison's a former ECW champion. You could say Evan Bourne got a start on the show. You could say Miz was on the show. But no, we got Abe Washington and Vance Archer and Trent Beretta and Kalen Croft. Fail!
They said that Carlito would be mentoring Michael Tarver.
Okay, stop right there. The first three words. Carlito will be mentoring. 4 words, excuse me. Carlito will be mentoring. That's funny. That is comedy.
They said Tarver's dad was a sparring partner for Mike Tyson. That is a claim to fame.
I like it.
His ass was handed to him all the time.
They claimed that this made him. This proved he had good athletic genes.
What?
I don't know.
He has the genes of a bag.
Of a man who gets beaten repeatedly.
A bag. And they announced that The Miz. God bless The Miz, everybody. But The Miz will be mentoring Daniel Bryan. That is fucking comedy right there.
You mentioned this at the start of the show, and I actually legit seriously thought you were joking. And then it shot on the screen, and I shrieked.
Yeah.
The Miz is going to teach Bryan Danielson how to wrestle, everybody.
And they said Bryan would, quote, bring a no-nonsense attitude to WWE.
I'll say.
He's in trouble. Then they announced that Christian would mentor Heath Slater, who was colorful with a larger-than-life attitude and a one-man rock band.
This is my favorite description on the entire show. They said he was like a walking rock band without the instruments. That sounds like a shitty rock band.
That sounds like a man.
Just a guy.
Punk will be mentoring Darren Young, who, and I quote, everyone, possessed immeasurable strength.
Immeasurable.
So there are not enough weights on the planet.
He just kept lifting them, no matter what they put on the bar.
Immeasurable strength.
I can't wait for NXT.
He possesses immeasurable strength.
It cannot be measured.
You can't put some weight on the bar?
No, we discussed this already. No matter how much weight they put on there.
You've got to put Jupiter on one side and Uranus on the other. I just wanted to put a Uranus joke in there. Holy Christ. Then we had Christian and Zeke in the final ECW title match of all time. They hit each other with shit. Oh, I forgot. First, Christian did a promo, put over ECW, talked about Tommy Dreamer, said, best of all, he was going to go out the final ECW champion of all time. And right then I thought, oh God, he's losing the title. But I couldn't bring myself to think that. I thought, they just let him do his promo before the match, saying he's going out as the last champion, and he's just going to retain the title. Everybody goes home happy. I was fucking wrong. They had a match. It was all right. Zach came out. Christian beat him up. Rosa came out. She slapped Christian. They then cut to the ramp. Tiffany hit the ring. She ran exactly like she talks, completely mechanically, and putting every conceivable bit of effort into this task.
You know what she looked like? She looked like Robert Patrick from Terminator 2, who was, in fact, playing a machine.
No. You could have taken a box and rolled a metal box down the ramp, and it would have moved with more fluidity than Tiffany. Someone, please get an animated GIF of this and put it on the website immediately. This was the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen.
And you've seen me run.
Yeah!
Yes.
You looked like...
Carl Lewis?
Well, I was going to say the guy that Michael Tarver, man with
dad,
great athletic genes. That's how you look like compared to this woman.
So she ran down.
I need to see her wrestling regularly now.
Tiffany?
Oh yeah. After seeing her run,
I want Tiffany on every show.
I would pay so much money to see Tiffany and Hunter in a foot race. I would pay so much money to see that. So anyway, she ran down.
She hit a spear that looked okay.
Hulk Hogan runs better when he gets in the ring and does his jog.
He can barely move.
He's got two fake hips, two bad knees. He's 100 years old. So anyway,
she hit a spear that looked okay, and then she hit, I guess it was a face buster that looked beyond amateurish. She grabbed Rosa's head, and Rosa threw her old head down, and it failed. And she rolled outside and
said, and I quote, "I told you."
That was
she
her
said.
Quote. And the announcers were, I forget what I should have written down what they said. I was more focused on what they did not say, which was, this is the last ECW show ever. They could say catfight. And then it hit me, they still have Joey Styles. He's still working for this company. They could have brought him back one more time.
You'd think.
You would think.
So finally, the finish saw Regal hit the ring. Christian gave him the kill switch. As he got up, Zeke hit a Uranage through the table. 1, 2, 3. Utter bullshit.
So, the new and last ECW champion.
And the show ended, everyone. The show did not end with the new ECW champion, the final one.
Oh, no.
It ended with them announcing that R-Truth will mentor David Otunga, whose claim to fame is he is married to Jennifer Hudson. Yes! There you go, everyone.
So, yes, the last name... There's two funny things here. First of all, just the fact that the last name ever mentioned on ECW television was David Otunga. That's funny in and of itself. And then, two, they thought that was a good enough hook to get us to stick through the main event.
Mm-hmm.
They were saving that till the end. Do not watch this show, anybody. If you have this on your DVR and you haven't checked it out yet, don't bother.
Everybody needs to listen to the Jerry Jarrett interview today that I did here on the website. Especially you freeloaders. You need to sign up to listen to this one. A burial of TNA, Jeff Jarrett, his own son.
Really?
Impact, Vince Russo. Just a burial up and down. It was fabulous. They didn't say anything that nobody already knows. You know what I mean? They had a poor business plan. They were fucked. They were about to go out of business, which I predicted at the time. Money Mark stepped in. Jarrett wanted the fuck out. Couldn't get out. His son begged him to stay. Son brought in Russo, who knows jack shit about wrestling. And finally, Jerry had to take Vladimir Kozlov to WWE to sever his ties with TNA. Nearly died as a result of TNA. Had a heart attack. Doctor told him, whatever it is, if it's your work, if it's your wife, you get rid of him. Luckily for him, it was TNA.
Thank God for him it was not the wife.
I'm waiting for my doctor to say that. Brian, this TNA is going to kill you, brother. You're going to have to get rid of it.
I've got a medical degree.
Huh?
I've got a medical degree.
No, you don't.
Stop watching Impact.
You don't.
Stop making me watch Impact.
So anyway, I just want everybody to listen to that right now. And God bless Impact, of course, as they move to Monday nights. But, you know, I just got to look at it this way. Whatever they get, they deserve. Whether it be success or failure. It's really all there is to it. Whatever they get, they deserve. They've made their bed. I mean, Jerry Jarrett said everything we've said a million times here on the show. He goes, I have no idea why, when the company was started, I warned Jeff not to hire everybody from WCW. No fucking shit. He goes, where has Vince Russo ever drawn money? No fucking shit. No shit. Jerry just called it one thing after another. And it's all true. It's all true. I just love reading stuff that Vince Russo has been saying nowadays as he promotes his book about how and why he writes television. How you need to write television. Who the fuck are you to tell me how to write television? What has your television ever achieved? Nothing.
My favorite line
You're
of
back
his...
down to a 1-2 again with Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, Mick Foley, AJ Styles, Kurt Angle. The list goes on and on. Back to a 1-2. What has your TV ever fucking accomplished? And you're going to tell me how to successfully write television? Boy, that got my dander up.
My favorite line was where he talked about how he had good stories, but the wrestlers would screw it up.
Oh, yeah.
Because no booker has ever had to deal with that before.
No, man. The history of wrestling is the story of wrestlers doing exactly what the booker told them to do.
Every single time out.
Never
Nothing has ever gone wrong.
No, there's never any tweaking by talent. It's only happened to Vince Russo.
Every wrestler has always done every job ever told to them.
This guy is just... Why am I even ranting about Vince Russo right now?
I actually have no idea.
Completely incompetent. That's just so great to listen to Jerry Jarrett say everything that I've been saying for years. This is not a mystery to anybody except Jeff Jarrett and Dixie Carter
and Crumbly.
He said as soon as the Carters bought it, I just wanted out right then. He goes, non-wrestling people involved with wrestling is always a bad idea. Hence, 7 to 8 years of TNA as it currently is. He goes, how can they call themselves a success? They're being propped up by an energy company. How is that a success? When Jerry Jarrett had to book, back in the day, you made money or you went out of business. No more. No more. Now, you can be the worst fucking booker in the world, and as long as you've got someone holding you afloat, you can do every stupid fucking thing in the world and stay in business. That is not being a successful businessman. That is having somebody with money taking care of you. That is being what would be the equivalent in the real world? That's being the son of a rich man.
Basically, yeah. You're
the son of a rich man. You never have to have a job. Mm-hmm. You could be a bumblefuck your whole life. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter. Your daddy is paying for everything.
Right.
That's what it is. It's like winning the lottery. It's like that goofball that's starting up Wrestlelicious, okay? Does Wrestlelicious ever have to really make any money? Of course not. A multi-millionaire is running it. They don't ever have to sell a single fucking ticket. Does that make that guy a good wrestling promoter? No, it makes him a Powerball winner. Everybody listen to the Jerry Jarrett interview. Just do me a favor. Just everybody listen to it right now. It's fabulous. What a fabulous man. I'm going to have to get him back on the show very, very soon. We had to review NXT this week. Just had to.
Couldn't wait.
It was the first show. It was so much better than most ECWs.
Oh, God, yes.
I mean, really, it was the Bryan Danielson show. Shocking that would be better than a show featuring the woo-woo guy.
Or Abraham Washington.
So, yeah, he was on the show. Michael Cole was just... what can I even say about the guy? He was playing the role of Vince McMahon, an angry Vince McMahon. That's what his job was.
Well, the outright, Josh at one point said, you are the Miz of this announce team.
Yes.
You are the...
everyone hates you.
You're the veteran who everyone hates, yes.
He played the role of Vince McMahon. He spouted out all the lines that Vince shouts and screams about on a daily basis. Buried. You know the funniest thing about the show was, I think the idea was we were supposed to get really mad at Michael Cole. Mm-hmm. Like, how dare Michael Cole say all these things? That was his role. That's what they wanted us to do. But I didn't fall for it. But I did think it was funny. I did find it funny when Cole goes on this big tirade about indie geeks and Twitter and the internet and dirt sheets. Mm-hmm. He's just ranting and raving about these
shouting
things.
At the top of his lungs.
First off, if anybody from WWE management or the writing team or anybody, if anybody's listening to this, just to alert you, nobody actually says dirt sheets anymore. Nobody does. Okay? The only people that say dirt sheets are, like, old people. Like, old folks in this business.
Clueless people, what you're saying?
You never see 20-year-old wrestling fans or 20-year-olds in this business talking about dirt sheets. Not to mention, burying Twitter and burying the internet. You do realize that what you, WWE, have claimed NXT is. It's supposed to be this hot young thing with a bunch of young and wild dudes. So you're going to bury the internet and Twitter? That's all these fucking guys do. Why don't you bury video games while you're at it? This show just, to me, I didn't get mad at Michael Cole or really anything. I was just gobsmacked at how out of touch they are.
Well, he is the heel announcer.
The idea that... I'm going to go back and actually read what they wrote in this press release today. It was...
The press release was...
Let me read the whole thing. It was astounding, is what it was. I have no other words for it. Let me find a thing right here.
It wasn't a newsletter.
No, I just did a...
Or the update, one of the two.
It was in the update, but I took that from the actual full press release that they sent out. I'm going to do a little search right here. It's just hilarious. I mean, this thing, I talked about it last week. It's like this thing was written by Tiffany.
Yeah, I can see that.
All right, here we go. This, I swear to God, is straight from WWE. WWE NXT premiere tonight on Sci-Fi at 10/9 Central. WWE NXT features 8 WWE Superstar pros mentoring 8 NXT rookies who are learning the ropes. The NXT rookies are athletes who epitomize pop culture and personify strong attributes. They are opinionated and aggressive, which means conflict between pros and pros too? They really wrote this.
That was the entire thing.
They epitomize pop culture and personify strong attributes.
What in the hell does that mean?
They are opinionated and aggressive.
It personifies strong attributes.
This show is like supposed to be this pop culture phenomenon. That's what they think this is going to be. And meanwhile, they're using the term dirt sheets. They're burying Twitter. They're burying people that go on the internet. How out of touch can you be? Even I'm not that out of touch. I fucking hate video games, okay? I'll admit this. I don't play them. I would not know. I would not know anything past about Super Mario Brothers.
Except Dig Dug.
Yeah, nothing past Super Mario Brothers. I don't even remember, like, what was the one after Super Mario Brothers?
I feel it was Super Mario Brothers 2.
Whatever. I don't even remember that one. I certainly was never around for fucking Mario Kart or any of this other bullshit. But I understand that that's cool. I understand that kids, young people today love playing video games. I understand this, okay? Mm-hmm. These people apparently don't. Like, Vince McMahon he hasn't even gotten to the level of Buddy Wayne, where Buddy Wayne, he discovered the internet and fell in love with it. I don't even know if Vince McMahon has gotten to that point yet. I know Vince McMahon texts. I think that's like the farthest that he's gotten. And if anybody from WWE is listening right now and can alert me if he's past the step of texting.
If anyone from WWE is listening and can forward us text from Vince McMahon, we promise we won't share.
I don't care.
I must know what they're like.
Well, they're spelled poorly. I can tell you that.
Okay.
See, I know he's at least got to texting, but I don't think he's gotten any farther than that. And they're trying to create this pop culture show, and meanwhile, They hate the internet. They hate Twitter. I wonder if he realizes, and I know he does realize this because they clamped down on Twitters after midnight, but half the fucking crew Twitters, okay? A bunch of them, I mean, there are obviously a lot of fake profiles on Facebook, but many of them are on Facebook. They've got all of their little things they do on the internet. They play their video games. This is what people do. And Vince has got it in his mind that if you go on the internet, you're a geek. If you use that Twitter bullshit, you're a fool. These goddamn dirt sheets in 2010. Dirt sheets. It's absurd. They throw the term yellow journalism while you're at it. Throw in something completely antiquated. Say they're typed up on they're done on a mimeograph, for example. Can you bring me the mimeograph of the Raw, goddammit? That's what I picture Vince doing. This guy's just out of his mind. And Michael Cole has to play the role of the douchebag. And I guess Josh Matthews is playing the role of Dave Meltzer. I don't know.
or most fans.
Oh, yeah, Josh is, like, on top of things.
Yes, Josh has a clue.
Which is funny because, like, what's come out of this? You know what I mean? What are we supposed to get out of this NXT thing?
Absolute weirdest heel announcer, face announcer dynamic I ever saw.
This show is fabulous.
The point, there's even a point, I honestly don't know what this had to do with anything, but there was a point in the middle of the show where, God, I forget what even led to it, but they had, Cole and Josh had a little, they had a face-off, a conflict or something, and Michael Cole just says, well, it was nice working with you.
Yeah.
Like,
I have no idea what's going on.
There's something about tweets that was in there, too.
Let's recap this show. All right. Why waste time? It opened with all the rookies backstage looking as uncomfortable as humanly possible. And Miz walked up and told Daniel Bryan to step forward. Now, for those of you that didn't see the show but are aware of Bryan Danielson, he was wearing exactly what he wore in Ring of Honor. He had the maroon trunks, the maroon knee pads, the maroon boots. Maroon boots. No marine boots, unfortunately. That would have... Hey, why not? He had the maroon boots on. He had his cape.
Yes, and most importantly, he had the Bryan Danielson robe.
The robe, yes. He was just wearing it. He was standing there. And his hair is just kind of there. Looks remarkably like yours, in fact, Vince. And he stepped forward, and Miz said, I hear you're an internet darling who has traveled the world and become a star in the minor leagues. He said the internet bloggers.
Yes.
How many internet writers are actually on? I guess there are many that are sort of on blogs. I don't know.
I just like that. Is there another kind of blogger that's not on the internet?
Well, maybe
are there hard copy bloggers out there?
I think I still write one half the time. He said the internet bloggers said he was ready, so he wanted to know if he was ready. He told him to go to the ring, cut a promo, telling fans why he deserved to be here, and he made him go to the ring to his music.
Mrs. Music.
Yes, Mrs. Music. And after he left, he said that what Daniel did not know was that he had the personality of the Mojave Desert, and if he did not show some charisma in the ring, he was going to smack some charisma into him. Yeah.
So he came down to the ring.
Oh, I got to do some more stuff first. First off, Michael Cole and Josh Matthews were the announcers.
Yes.
And
the backstage host, we were told, was Matt Stryker.
Matt Stryker.
And Tuesday is clearly casual day in the Stryker wardrobe.
I guess so. So Daniel got to the ring, and he apologized for having Miz as his pro. He said he wished it would have been Regal, but you get what you get.
The best thing was everyone booed the Miz's name, but as soon as he said, to my fans, I'm sorry, I wish my pro was Regal, but everyone booed him too.
Well, yeah. He said he had been wrestling all over the world for 10 years, finally got his opportunity in WWE. Miz's music hit. Miz came out and said he had his work cut out for him with Daniel as his rookie. Told him to watch what he said, Daniel said, watch what you say or I'll submit you right now. And Miz said he might be a submission machine, but he had no charisma or personality. And Daniel said he had an idea to get on he said his idea to get into WWE was to get on a reality show, grow a faux hawk, and then come out and act like an idiot. But they said, oh, wait, Miz, you beat me to it. And anyway, long story short, his catchphrase is that when they get in the ring together, Miz will either tap or snap, which I think is the name of like an MMA school around here called Tap or Snap. I think there's probably several of them nationally as well. But anyway,
I hope they learn to tap quickly.
Yeah,
or their students will not last long.
Yes. So anyway, Miz ended up slapping him and walked out, and Daniel smiled and said there would be a time when he'd slap him back, and the fans were polite enough. This could have been a complete disaster, but they cheered for some things. They did not boo or chant boring.
Did not say what.
They didn't say what.
Even after this man professed love for William Regal, who they hate.
They ended up being fine.
A little confused. It all worked out okay. I don't even know if this is really a problem, but it seemed like after Miz left and Danielson was in the ring rubbing his face, it seemed like he just could not stop smiling.
Well, he couldn't.
Which, it fits him, but it was still a little strange.
The official theme song, Wild and Young. I hate this song. Like, I don't think there's ever been a song. I would prefer Candice Michelle's theme.
No.
Yes, I would.
I disagree.
I hate that song, Wild and Young. I hate it with every ounce of my being. Because it's what is it? It's like, it's what they want this show to be, but it's complete bullshit.
Yes. It comes off completely insincere and phony.
Bullshit.
Yeah. I will not defend the song. I will simply say there was something else in the show I hated more.
Than this song?
Yes.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yes.
Stryker interviewed Bryan about being slapped and embarrassed. And
I can't even call it a question. He said, "You were just slapped in the face on national television. Completely embarrassed. Your thoughts?"
Yes. And Daniel said, "Well, I wasn't embarrassed. And I want Miz to know that I'm going to slap him back someday, and I slap a hell of a lot harder than he does." He said he'd been in the business twice as long as Miz. And Stryker said, "But wait, you have not been in WWE for a minute." Never mind the fact that he actually was under developmental contract for like a year, and he's had TV matches and dark matches. But I guess that doesn't count anymore. And by the way, that brings up the point again. So throughout the show, they keep talking about how he's an internet darling. He's been wrestling for 10 years. Everybody thinks he's great. I believe Josh said, look him up on the internet. So why the fuck did they change his name?
I don't know. It would be one thing if they changed... Then they changed most guys' names, but...
Like Brian Kendrick?
Well, Evan Bourne.
Sure.
But on the other hand, CM Punk is still CM Punk.
Well, Evan Bourne's real name wasn't Matt Sydal.
Well, it's not Evan Bourne either. The point is, he had a name, they gave him a new one. Bryan Danielson had a name, they gave him a sort of new one. CM Punk had a name, they said, that'll work.
Well, the point is, why would you...
I don't know. I don't know why they're inconsistent.
It's like if they would have brought Ric Flair in and acknowledged everything about him, but called him Frank Jones. You know?
Well, that would have sucked.
So...
Frank Jones.
Stryker said if he wanted to be a star, he'd need to listen to The Miz, and Daniel said he could be a star on his own, and that was that. Carlito came out with Michael Tarver, who's a big guy with size, which I guess a big guy would have. And
you're a great writer sometimes.
Video package talking about his background. One of Tyson's sparring partners. His gimmick is he can knock out a man in 1.9 seconds. And then Christian came out with Heath Slater, whose gimmick is that he's a douchebag.
His gimmick is that he sucks.
I am Heath Slater, he said, and I am about to blow your mind.
I
didn't hate Heath Slater because your reaction was exactly what your reaction is supposed to be. Utter hatred for this human being.
Really?
It's supposed to be, yes.
And he's teaming with Christian and working a babyface?
I'm sure it's going to become... Did you listen to the video package? He was such a heel.
Well, yes, he is right now my biggest heel on planet Earth. I hate this fucker. Perhaps I am being worked. I hope I'm being worked. I hope in real life he's not this big a tool. But basically...
Well, he did really cut his hair like that.
He exactly have that haircut. And he does seem to love to do his entrance, which is where he sort of holds his arms out and waves his hands toward himself. He did this over and over, and they did these little inset promos that were like almost right out of Ultimate Fighter. And Michael Tarver's was really good, and Heath Slater's showed him doing this entrance over and over again, and then sitting there in the chair talking to the camera, he began to do it. And I thought, I'd like to shoot you. So he's If he's working me, then he is the best man in the world. But yeah, see, I can't stand this fucker.
We had Carlito and Tarver against Heath and Christian. And this was when they introduced the new floating hard camera. And I've been told there was a big new way of shooting that Vince was very excited about. And if it worked on this show, they were going to bring it to Raw and SmackDown. And apparently this is it. I expected more. It was a hard camera that moved. Whoop-de-fucking-do.
They changed one camera angle, and that was my first reaction. What was exactly that? Like, that is the new thing. They changed one camera angle, and then the more I saw it, the more I liked it. Although I don't necessarily like the idea of taking it to Raw SmackDown.
See, I don't know if I like it. I'm leaning towards not liking it because, as you mentioned earlier, it makes the show come off like a studio show.
Yes, it looks like they cut the audience basically in half.
Yeah, that's bad.
Well, it's good for this show because it's the rookie show.
Yeah, but even that, it's like they're still in front of a live audience. And the idea is you're supposed to think that all of these shows are in front of giant sold-out crowds. When they have this moving, floating hard camera, the building looks smaller. It looks like there's less people there. It looks like you're watching an HD indie show.
Yeah.
This is not good.
You're right. I selfishly, as someone who has to watch 5 hours of this every week, I would like to see, one of those hours be shot differently.
Well, that's fine. I mean, they could have put the camera in a different location, and it wouldn't have. There's just something about this hard camera that maybe it'll grow on me. But right now, I was not a fan of it.
It certainly does make the crowd look smaller.
We had. Oh, anyway, they did the match, and Tarver and Heath worked. They didn't show anything. Christian and Carlito got a hot tag. Heath pulled Carlito out of the ring. Christian hit Tarver with the kill switch. Tarver did not use his 1.9-second knockout. This was what it was.
It was fun. It was much better than...
Fun?
It was fun.
I could not go that far.
It was much better than we got on most episodes of ECW.
It was better than Abraham Washington.
Yes, that's fun!
We had Darren Young, a, quote, South Beach party boy. Again, these people have no idea what they're doing.
None of these people have ever partied on South Beach.
He's backstage with his mentor, CM Punk.
This was the best thing I ever saw. Darren Young is the most overly tan guy ever. He has, I guess it's a blowout hairstyle, I'm not really sure. But he was backstage being wacky as the straight edge society stared at him with blank faces. This was the new best thing I ever saw, surpassing William Shatner reciting wrestling song lyrics a few weeks ago.
Here's the David Otunga video package. He's Jennifer Hudson's, I said wife. He's actually her husband. But anyway, what's interesting about this is Vince McMahon hates Barack Obama. And David Otunga is supposed to be a heel. He's talking about how he's a Hollywood guy, he's better than all of us, he's a big star. And like 4 times during this segment, they linked him with Obama.
Yes.
And I laughed. I laughed at how Vince is he's not even transparent anymore. Or he's transparent now. He's not even trying to hide it at this point. So his catchphrase is apparently, come on, man, Google me.
Which is a great catchphrase. Yes, he's actually flat out said, being from Hollywood sets me a step above everybody else. I said I've been to the White House twice. I don't really have any weaknesses. And then he said he was part Rock, part Hunter, and part John Cena. Tremendous heel promo here.
So he faced Darren Young, the South Beach party boy, and pinned him in like 30 seconds with a botched hip toss.
Well, to be fair, a botched spine buster.
Was that what it was?
I think so. It was definitely botched. That I agree with.
It was a finish. And
you could tell he knew it was fucked immediately, but it was a finish, so he covered him, and that was that.
And then we had the main event, which was Chris Jericho, the world champion, against Daniel Bryan. Hopefully the story ends differently, but this reminded me of when Chris Benoit first came to WWE, and his first match in was against Triple H, and Hunter beat him. It was similar to that in the sense that Bryan came in, faced the world champion, they had a really good match, Jericho beat him clean. The notes from this match, first off, I never realized how short Daniel Bryan was.
He's a small man.
I don't know, I mean...
Chris Jericho towered over him.
He was there in Vegas, and I thought he was taller than he appeared to be. But Jericho is no more than 5'9", and Daniel was much shorter. I mean, he had to have been like 5'6". He's going to need some lifts or something.
Maybe he can get it from Jericho.
He may be able to. So they had this match, and it's very good. Cole's going out of his mind, talking about Daniel being an indie geek, wrestling in front of 50 people. And, of course, Josh is sticking up for him.
I do love that they've been pushing Bryan as the internet darling and the 10-year star of the minor leagues for all this time. And Michael Cole just completely kills the gimmick.
Yes.
He claims to have never heard of him.
Yeah, he had actually said that. I'd never heard of him until he showed up on NXT. Really?
Yeah,
so why did you cut the promo on Indie Geeks and Twitter and the internet?
Yes.
Cole was something else on this show. And again, I don't believe for a minute that this was anything except Vince McMahon feeding him a bunch of shitty lines. But I think the idea was to get people like me upset at him, and it failed. Unfortunately, I get much more upset at Michael Cole just flat out sucking at his job.
Michael Cole.
Yeah.
This is a different kind of I can't say incompetence. A different kind of Michael Cole.
Daniel did a tope, overshot his target, went ribs first in the announcer's table, and Cole claimed Jericho threw him into it.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Jericho's selling.
and Danielson recovers and goes right back on offense.
The most amazing part of this match is, as much as they want to talk about Daniel Bryan having no personality or charisma or whatever, he's such a fantastic worker. I know that's no shock, but... And part of this, actually, I would say probably about 75% of this was Chris Jericho, but he applied a heel hook. A heel hook, everyone. He put a heel hook on Chris fucking Jericho.
The world champion.
And the entire audience went apeshit. They went crazy. Like, this was about to be a submission victory for Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
If you would have told me this an hour before the show started, that Daniel Bryan was going to put Chris Jericho in a heel hook in their match and the fans were going to go crazy, I would have said, fuck off. I would not have believed this in a million years. I saw it with my own two eyes. It was incredible. And Jericho got the ropes and then hit the code breaker, put him in the lion tamer, got the submission, and then Miz hit the ring and beat the piss out of Daniel. And I mean... laying in these shots to the forehead to the point where Daniel's head was all red and all messed up afterwards. And I presume this was done on purpose so that people on the internet would think that it was a shoot and that Daniel's going to shoot on him and stretch the shit out of him when they work, which is not going to happen.
No.
But they did try. All I got to say about NXT is they're trying something.
It was, yeah.
Some of it's okay. Some of it has been an absolute failure. Some of it's just perplexing, but they were trying something new, so good for them.
Yeah. The other funny thing about this is that overall it was pretty good, but there were a few points here where, just for short moments, but Chris Jericho was the worst guy in the show.
He had some moments
where Dragon did a dragon screw, and Jericho took a bump at this weird angle, which is not where he was supposed to go, basically came right down on top of him, and then later, Danielson went to knock him out of the ring with a forearm, and... he hit Jericho as hard as he could. Jericho still failed to go over the top rope. Not his best night. It still was a good match.
I don't know what happened, but yeah, it was a good match. So 2 thumbs up to those guys. Looks like Daniel Bryan is going to be the star of the show. It's pretty much set in stone that it's going to end up being Daniel versus Miz for the U.S. title when the 8 weeks is over. So that should at least be a fun feud. And I guess we'll see where they go next week, but a huge improvement over ECW.
God,
so
yes.
This replay is on Universal HD or something like that.
Probably on Hulu.
Later this week, so make sure you watch it. Oh, it'll be on WWE.com, actually.
Sure.
Instead of Hulu, so check that out.
Hello?
I love you, won't you tell me your name?
Hello?
I love you, let me jump in your game.
Hello?
I love you, won't you tell me your name?
Hello?
I love you, let me jump in your game.
Hello? 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 Hello?
Granny?
Hello?
You're here on the show.
Yeah, and are you in your new home?
I am in the new home, yes.
Oh, did you have one of the upstairs rooms for your office?
Yeah, you can come see it tomorrow.
Okay, sounds good.
That's right. What are you up to these days?
Well, I've had a stressful evening.
I can only imagine what happened.
My computer, the mouse wasn't working, and so I've been working on it for hours, and I don't know what I did, but I pushed something and it not worked.
Now, when you say it doesn't work, you mean at all?
The mouse wasn't working. It wasn't even there.
That's no good.
Did you unplug it and plug it back in?
Well, I put new batteries in, and I plugged in a lot of stuff in and out, and then I turned the mouse upside down, and there was a little, kind of like a little button in there, and I just turned that, and it came on. Weird.
So wait a second, your mouse has a battery in it? Is it a remote?
Yeah, it's a cordless.
Oh, okay, that explains it. Well, maybe the battery just died.
Well, I put the batteries in, and it still didn't work. But there's kind of a little button underneath there, and I just kind of pushed it back and forth, and
on off switch.
It came on.
I don't have the cordless one up here, but there's usually like a reset button. I don't know what button you would turn.
Yeah, I did have one of those. I got a little box that comes with it, and I pushed that, and it didn't work that way either. So, but just by doing that at the bottom of the cordless mouse, it worked. So I don't know why, but...
Actually, that reminds me. I got another quick... hold on a second, Granny, while I ask another question to everybody that's listening right now that might know something about tech. I've got the new Verizon Fios here. It's a router. It's wireless. And I've got a laptop downstairs. It's a Sony Vaio, the laptop. And for some reason, my wireless is like sometimes it says it's connected, and it says signal strength excellent. It's got the little earth next to the picture of the computer. It looks exactly like it should look if it's working, but it doesn't work at all. And the wireless light on the computer is on. Everything should be working, but it doesn't. And so I disconnect, and I connect again, and sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't, and eventually it works. But it took me a half hour to get it working today. Meanwhile, Vinny's down there, and his computer works just fine. We've got other laptops in this house that work just fine. So I have no idea if it's my laptop. I don't know if it's a setting. I mean, it eventually works. It's not like it never works. It just is. It doesn't like it. I don't know what the deal is. So if anybody has any experience with this, let me know about that one, too. And also, Granny, I noticed also that if your mouse doesn't work, sometimes there's a little piece of fuzz in it.
Well, this doesn't have anything underneath that you can clean out.
It doesn't have the laser light underneath?
Oh, yeah, it's got a laser light.
Yeah, there should be a little slot right there, and sometimes if it gets stuff in it, the cursor will go all nutty.
Well, maybe that's what it was, because there is just kind of like a little button there, and you turn that, and then when I turned that, then it came on.
Maybe you should turn the LED light, or the laser light. I don't know, Granny. I'm not a tech guy, as is patently obvious on this program.
I don't know. It just it stressed me out, so I'm not in a really chipper mood.
All right. Well, are you ready for Tulalip next week?
We sure are.
You know who's returning, don't you?
Who?
The honky dog man.
Huh?
Vinny!
Oh, I thought you meant the guy that threw the garbage can.
No, he can't come back for a year.
Oh, I had a question on here that said, when do I think that Vinny's going to be the champ?
The champion of Tulalip?
Yeah.
Was there an option for sorry, what was your answer?
I said it might be a while, but he could be.
He could be.
That's the most diplomatic thing I've ever heard in my life.
Well, I will say that Vinny has lost weight. I don't know how much, but he looks trimmer. He looks trimmer than he did when he did the run-in. How much are you down to now, Vinny?
How much are you down to?
Well,
I'm down about 10 pounds.
Not too bad.
No.
It was 10 pounds all around your midsection.
That's good.
So what, 250 now?
Higher.
260?
Higher.
You gotta be kidding me.
I was above 280 at one point.
You have got to be kidding me.
I was as big as I've ever been in my life.
What was your peak?
Hey, come on. Vinny's he's a big person.
I look different at 280 than, for example, Bryan would look at 280.
Granny.
That is true.
Granny, there was a period when Vinny first started wrestling that I put him on a diet and workout regimen, and he had to run a lot of hills with Tim. And he got to, what was it, 220?
I was 220 at one point,
220 pounds, Granny.
Now.
And so what was your peak now? Did you hit 3?
No, never. No, this is as big as I've ever been. Just 284 or so.
Wow.
And
so what are you down to now?
About 274.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't look quite that big.
Well, again, 10 pounds on me is a smaller difference than 10 pounds on you.
I guess so.
You gain 10 pounds, everyone will tell.
That's undoubtedly
if
true.
If an elephant, for example, loses 10 pounds, no one will notice.
So you've lost 10 pounds in a month?
About that, yeah.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Hey, whose show is this?
I'm sorry, Granny. I was concerned about a man's health. You don't want Vinny to croak, do you?
No.
Of course not. All right, let's do some of the mailbag questions here, Granny.
Oh, I get some of them that I just don't even answer. Here's one, for example. Have you ever seen any real-life greasers?
Now, why would you not answer that one?
Well, because it's kind of dumb.
See, I thought the ones you would not answer would be tasteless or obscene.
It's kind of dumb, you say.
No, it's kind of
well,
dumb.
you know, if it's something I just don't really care about, or, you know.
But I know
so the
you
answer, I think, might be probably, but she wasn't paying attention.
She doesn't really care about the greasers.
And the guy that sent it was Randy Orton's truck.
That's a great name.
That is a great name. Was there an incident with Randy Orton's truck that I'm unaware of?
It was appeared on camera at some point. If you go into the building.
There's a red truck on the picture.
Red truck.
Here's another one. Andre in the traditional black singlet or dark blue CRCA 8990. What is that?
Andre the Giant used to wear a black singlet, which is the sort of leotard thing that wrestlers wear.
He looked like Tarzan, where he's got a strap over one shoulder.
The one shoulder strap. Well, all Giants must have the one shoulder strap. That was decided at some point. And then at one point he went to dark blue.
Well, what are you talking about, Giant?
Are you familiar with a man named Andre the Giant?
Not really, no.
Next question.
He was let's see, over twice Vinny's size.
Yes.
Oh, okay. There was one thing. Did you guys hear about the 70-year-old man that ran into the Edgewater Casino down in Laughlin?
I did read that story.
I didn't see this one.
Yeah, he killed 2 people, and he was going 60 miles an hour.
Well, I don't know. I only read the initial story, but it's quite possible he had some sort of medical incident while driving.
Yeah, I think he said he fell asleep or something.
Well,
but he was going.
There's a difference between. I mean, there's a reason we don't let my grandpa drive, for example. But there's a difference between falling asleep and, for example, having a heart attack. But regardless, he plowed his car into the casino, into a bank of slot machines where sadly some people were playing.
Yeah, he killed 2 and you know, this would be the time of year we used to be down there, but we didn't like the Edgewater, so good riddance.
You know, I read I've got an app on my phone. I think it's AP News or something like that, and they've got they've got the business section, technology, national news, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And they do 2 for every category. So it'll be the top 2 business stories, the top 2 sports stories, for example. In national news today, one of the top 2 stories was I think it was a woman, like a 60-year-old woman, got pulled over in New York because she was driving in the carpool lane with a mannequin in the passenger seat. And apparently the cop suspected something because she put sunglasses on the mannequin and it was an overcast day. That's what it said. Now, first off, the story is ridiculous enough, but seriously, that was the second most important national news story today.
The most important thing going on in the United States of America on February 4th.
The crashing of the Dow, this was more important than that. Mm-hmm. I mean, seriously now.
I think it's funny.
I just think if you go to this fucking much trouble, pardon my language, Granny, if you go to this much trouble to drive in the carpool lane, that you dress up a mannequin and put sunglasses on it, you should not get a citation. You should get congratulated.
See, I think it's just funny because it's not like this has never happened before.
No.
It's 2010.
Yeah.
It happens all the time. Let me tell you a story about your grandpa and this guy he knew. They go hunting, and you know you have to tag a deer.
Right.
And because if you get caught without tagging it, you get in trouble. So you know what they did? They put him in the front seat between them.
That is disgusting, frankly.
A dead deer sat between them.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a better story, Granny. So, Vinny hosted the Royal Rumble party at his house this weekend. I guess you're watching it for your grandfather, is that it?
Yeah.
So I go over there, and And I'm a little late, so I kind of rush in, and I sit upstairs, and first thing I notice is asbestos, which is...
It's an old house.
I have to get that worked on, Vinny. But everybody's like, you got to go downstairs. You got to go downstairs. So eventually there was, what was it, the women's match? Some horrendous match on the show. At some point you left.
Some point you had to leave.
I'd seen enough, so I went downstairs to see the basement. And first off, I don't even remember the rug, but the rug was gaudy. I'll just say that.
The rug is it's a multicolored, multi-gaming surface. It has hopscotch, it has tic-tac-toe, it has Chinese checkers.
It's wacky. But anyway, Granny, I open the door to the downstairs, and what do I see but a multitude of animal heads as far as the eye can see. There's like a bunch of deer heads, maybe a bison.
There's a caribou head. A very large muley. Some antelope horns. Yes.
It was horrifying.
You should go out in the garage and see. I think I counted 9 separate elk racks out in the garage.
Oh, my God.
Hey, you could sell those.
The odds are most of them will be at some point.
Yeah. Granny, do you remember when Grandpa got me he got me a skull, and he said it was a dinosaur skull, and then years later I realized it was a cow?
Yeah.
Now that was cackling, everyone.
Granny did cackle right there.
It was funny when they lied to that little boy.
So young and innocent once. What happened?
Oh, yeah.
Her, actually, is what happened. All right, Granny, let's do some of the questions.
Well, let me think now here. Who is Paul Lazenby?
Paul Lazenby. He's on our show. He's an actor, a stuntman, a former MMA fighter.
Oh, you've had him on your radio shows, right?
Didn't he? Yes, many times.
In a battle royal.
Oh, yeah, he once pantsed me in a battle royal, too, yeah.
Was he the one that bored me to tears?
Probably not.
There have probably been a number of people that have bored you to tears.
There's that, too.
You're being very vague. We've had literally hundreds of guests.
Well, and let's see.
He's good friends with Lance, so he's good people.
Yeah, oh, okay. And they asked me about Jerry Shores. I don't know anything. Jersey
Shore.
I like Jerry Shores.
What's that?
Jerry Shores is a story about a bunch of handicapped kids that, I'm just joking. Jersey Shore, it's about a bunch of Guidos.
What are Guidos?
Greasers.
Basically.
Modern day greasers.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay. They wanted to know what I think of Queen Elizabeth. I think she was really mean to Princess Di. They treated her very bad. I watched a movie of all the tricks that she was pulling on her.
The tricks, you say?
Yeah, trying to get rid of her and stuff.
Digging a hole and putting sticks over it?
Not that kind, no.
Not that kind of trick, no.
Did he give her a present and then when she opened it, it exploded? Like a Smurf?
No, well, no.
Granny, what's the best trick you've ever played on someone?
Apparently giving you a cow skull and telling you it was a dinosaur.
Probably up there.
I can't remember any.
You don't remember playing a lot of tricks on people?
No, not really.
Oh, well, you're good people, Granny.
Nothing that stands out.
All right.
They wanted to know who I knew of the past boxers. Joe Louis comes to mind.
Yes.
He was good.
And Roy Robinson?
Sugar Ray Robinson.
Roy Robinson, yeah. He ran a rodeo.
Come on, Brian, put it.
Sorry.
Rocky Marciano.
Rocky Marciano, yeah.
And Floyd Patterson, Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali.
She's doing okay.
Granny had to have Googled this. You really just remember all these people, Granny?
I took down the names that I remembered. There were more.
Wow.
There were more boxers, but these are all that I remember.
There were more than that.
I'm very impressed with your knowledge of boxing, Granny.
Well, back then we kind of,
You followed it.
Yeah. The only thing was I saw somebody get killed in the ring, and that kind of...
Yeah, that'd be a downer.
Soured you on the whole sport?
Yeah, that was kind of... I hate to see anybody get hit anyway.
I do too. So, what's next?
Okay. They wanted to know how excited I was when I got my first dishwasher. I didn't get one until probably the late 60s, which was great. And then
maybe the one's in my house right now, by the way.
Yeah.
Today I had relatives over for lunch, so my dishwasher came in very handy.
I'll say. I can't wait till I get a fridge.
You don't have fridge yet?
No, I ordered a fridge, and they just said sometime in February.
Oh, you're kidding. Where'd you order it from? You should have got it from Sears. They'd have delivered the next day.
Well, the guy that, the people that put the house together recommended a certain brand from a certain place, so I just figured, what the hell.
When are you going to buy a house full of furniture?
We got some furniture here. You'll see it
you
tomorrow,
do?
Granny.
Oh, that one room was so pretty with the cabinets on both sides, and then I forget what was the fireplace in the middle.
So she has been here.
They took the fireplace out.
Why?
I'm joking. You're going to see it tomorrow, Granny.
You'll
see it tomorrow. It doesn't look the same, obviously, because that was all the furniture that they put in to try to sell you the house. But we got some stuff that looks all right. All right, what's next?
Nikki was telling me she brought the boys over, and they ran up and down the stairs and went crazy.
They went completely nutty, yes. It was empty, and they went into every room, laid on their backs, and did snow angels.
Awesome.
And then they asked to have a sleepover, and I said, we'll talk.
Ah, that would be fun.
Sure. When they're in their 30s.
Oh,
no, that would be creepy.
They're pretty good kids. You'd have fun with them.
Yeah?
Just let them bring their little computer games and set them over in the corner.
All right, we'll talk, Granny. What's next?
Okay.
This is your show, not mine.
Was I a fan of Jimmy Dean? Or
the
James
sausage?
Dean, whichever the movie star.
Oh, James Dean.
James Dean.
Now, was he a greaser? He was not a greaser.
His movies.
You liked his movies?
I like their movies.
Rebel Without a Cause?
There was one with I forgot what her name was. That was a real good movie. She had to go to a mental hospital or something, and she came back, and she'd been in love with him for years, but I can't remember who the gal was. But it was a very good movie.
I'll check that one out.
Yeah.
Somebody wanted to know about the World Trade riots. I think they should have dumped them all in jail. And
all the rioters?
Yeah, somebody was saying on here the other day, don't ask Granny anything about politics because she's way out there. My answer is you young people don't know what's going on. Just go with the flow.
Oh, I'm pretty sure people know what's going on.
Well, they don't seem to, they don't seem to agree with me.
Well, we try not to talk politics on this show, Granny. It causes trouble.
Wow, that's like today. My two brothers and my sister-in-law were here, and they kind of start talking about religion, and that's way off base for, different viewpoints.
That's true. There are a number of different viewpoints about religion.
Yeah, there is, and a lot of them are different, and so...
A lot of them are different. All right, let's do two more here, Granny.
I don't have any more.
That's it?
Wait a minute.
Actually,
I didn't give her a minute this week.
We've overshot your target anyway. We've been on the phone with you for 26 minutes.
You did talk about computer mouses for, I think, 24 of those.
That's true. It's much longer than usual.
No, you guys were talking about the weight all that time.
Vince's massive girth?
Well, I'm anxious to see you in your little silver outfit, Vinny.
Gold. It's gold. Golden outfit.
Gold.
Are you gonna wear it?
Absolutely. What else would I wrestle in?
Going to have your girlfriend go around and stand like what Lila does?
I don't think so.
Bad idea.
Oh.
Bad idea. Although, you never know. After this match, I may want her as a partner instead. No offense, Vinny.
We'll see how it goes.
Of the two of you, if I had to have someone backing me up in a fight, it would probably be her.
You've all seen the run-in. The very first run-in I did when Bryan was being destroyed by two men, and I ran in and saved him. When I explained how this is going to go down to my girlfriend, you've never seen a woman laugh so hard. She had she could not fathom this concept.
And did she see it?
No.
No?
I don't think so.
That'll change tomorrow. All right, Granny. Well, next Saturday is the match, so be prepared. It's Vinny's big return, and God knows he needs your support.
We're looking forward to it, and your mom's getting off at 4 o'clock so she can drive.
Perfect. Well, that sounds great then.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll have you on next Thursday, and we'll do one last preview before the match.
Okay, that'll be great.
All right, Granny. We'll talk to you after a while. See you tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Granny. Wow. There you go, everyone. Granny, you're here on the line.
It's Thursday already.
It is Thursday already.
How about that?
How about that?
Actually, it's Friday already.
Actually, it's Friday, Granny.
No. Oh, that's right. That's right. A few minutes after.
Even more ridiculous. What's
Is
going
it still
on?
raining?
What?
Is it still raining out?
It's still raining. It's been raining all day.
Oh, boy.
It could be snowing.
I was going to say, people around the country their hearts are bleeding for us right now. It's drizzling rain, everyone. It's a miserable 44 degrees or so.
Yeah, it's tough.
Beautiful.
I don't know if I'd go as far as to call it beautiful, but it's certainly better than snow.
That's right.
All right, Granny. What's up?
What's going on with you guys?
Nothing. We're getting ready for Tulalip tomorrow, actually.
Oh, you're getting ready tomorrow?
Yeah, well, tomorrow's Saturday is Tulalip.
Yes, you see. Because it's after midnight. Friday is right now.
Everyone's talking all over each other. This show's a fail already. Granny, are you ready for Tulalip tomorrow?
Yes, I am, but I wanted to ask you a question. Sylvia's all worried about us not getting there in time, and your mom said she was going to ask you to save spots for us.
So you want us to sit in the crowd, holding chairs?
Yeah, hold 3 chairs for us.
All right.
We'll get right on that, Granny.
See what we can do.
I'm sure we can find somebody that is going there that'll be able to hold 3 chairs. Or I'll talk to Caden about trying to hold 3 chairs for
Reserved for Granny.
Yeah, reserved.
Hey, and there's one guy there, a big fat guy, and he sat next to your mom, Bryan.
Sure.
And he tried to start a conversation. She kind of turned her back on him. So last time we were there, they had the chairs pretty close together, so we moved one chair back so we wouldn't be so crowded. And he came over right to her and asked if he could sit there.
Oh, man.
I looked right at him and said, it's too crowded.
Wow. Granny does not take no guff.
Well, there was a chair, but I didn't know it at the time.
Well, thank God my mom's not single, Granny, or you'd really be causing trouble.
I know, she did. And then he was there again when we were at the big one, the last one. He was sitting across the room.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you should introduce him to Sylvia.
Well, that's where he would have sat if we'd have let him sit there. She would have been sitting next to her.
Or maybe they would have struck up a conversation, and they would have made beautiful music together.
Oh, well.
Like the Tennessee Waltz.
Well, she's too, how would I say, gullible.
She's too gullible, you say?
Yeah, she has.
So God knows they might actually get together.
Well, she kind of does crazy things. She has.
So they would get together.
Huh?
I was going to say, it's too bad Vince isn't single.
Oh, he isn't?
I could have sworn we talked about this last week. But...
Hey, when did you get married?
Well, not legally betrothed.
There's a difference between being together and being married, Granny.
Oh.
Maybe things were different back in the 30s.
Well, yeah, and what happened with her was she met this guy, and he didn't have a job. So she let him move in with her, and he couldn't find a job, so they reversed, he stayed home and cooked. And, she went to work and supported him, and then after he got a job, about 3 days after he got a job, he moved out.
Oh,
until the end, I thought that was a very happy story.
I was going to say, that's the story of Vince's life already right now, except for the... So, yeah, I guess you better hope Vinny doesn't get a job.
Well, then it happened to her the second time, too. The guy was, he was only getting $300 a month. He was a veteran, and so she helped him get Social Security plus veterans and stuff, and he got quite a bit of money every month, and he moved out.
Me and Sylvia got to have lunch sometime, I decided.
That's why I think she better be careful who she meets.
Well, she's helped, maybe she's helped, make some lives better.
Yeah, sounds that way.
I don't know about that. Wasn't fair to her.
Well, life's not fair sometimes.
Yeah, life isn't fair, Granny, we've learned.
Oh, it's pretty good for me. I had the girls over today for lunch. My friend, her name's Tony, and Sylvia, and her daughter-in-law makes jewelry.
Yeah.
So I bought some earrings and a necklace for a special occasion.
Like maybe the Pacific Rim on Saturday night?
No, I won't wear it there.
What do you have more special?
I was going to say, what do you have, a date?
I have a special occasion coming up.
St. Patrick's Day?
Valentine's Day is coming up, Granny. Who's going to be your Valentine?
Nobody.
Oh, that broke my heart.
Saddest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Somebody should play a trick on me and send me flowers. And,
That would be a trick, you say.
yeah.
So when you smell them, water squirts on your face or something?
Without a name on it, so keep me guessing.
Keep you guessing, huh?
Yeah.
Well, maybe we can arrange that. You never know. Let's see what we got in the mailbag, Granny. I saw it was hopping this week.
Yeah, it was. There were, in fact, some of them have to wait till next week.
Oh, my God. It's insane.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do you got?
Well, one of them wants to know, do I want you to have kids? Of course I do.
Of course she wants me to have offspring.
And I want a little girl, too, because Nikki's got the 2 boys.
I just have this feeling it's going to be 2 girls. I'm not sure what I think about that yet.
And 7 boys.
Are you meaning all at once?
2 all at once? That would be twins. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. I just have this feeling that I don't want to say cursed, but
no, I think that's the right word here. Actually,
it may be the right word. Just I have this feeling, Randy.
Having kids and you're cursed? That doesn't make sense.
Well, it's particular
2 girls.
A father of girls is a hard job.
Yeah, and I'll have just 2 of them.
Oh, I see.
I just know this is going to happen, Granny. It's like written in the tea leaves.
Oh, that's good.
What's next?
I'm kind of sitting here distracted. I'm reading some of these questions here. You want to know what is the biggest difference in society from now to 25 years ago? It's just it's terrible now.
It's terrible now, and it was better in 1985.
Yeah, that's 25 years ago. I was like, wait a minute, I was there. I can answer this question.
I'm talking about further back, really, though. Did you know that way back when they wouldn't even let commercials put paper money on TV?
I think you've told us this before.
Yeah,
and society is worse now because they can?
Well, they put everything on there now. I mean, it's horrible. I don't hardly watch TV at all. I either listen, like Bryan, I listen to 2 of your shows tonight while I'm playing games on the computer, and then I put Kixie radio on, and others don't watch TV because it's so bad.
I listened to Kixie on the way up here.
I love that.
There was an old radio drama, Western. It was awesome.
So let me get this straight. Our show, which involves massive amounts of adult language and adult subject matter, that's better than showing cash on television.
Well, I don't know, but they used to, if they had little babies on there, they would only be able to be on there like a certain amount of time. Like Lucy, she had the twins, that were their little boy, and they only let each one of them be on a certain time.
Yeah.
Because it'd be hard on the kids. Just.
Vinny, you ever seen the movie Public Enemies?
Yes, I did. The one with Johnny Depp and Christian Bale. Yeah.
Very troublesome time in our country.
True.
It was crime as far as the eye can see, Dust Bowl, depression. This was the 30s, Granny. You were alive. I
know.
Things were horrible back then.
They also want to know what one of my scariest movies was.
Moving on.
That was what was the name of that one?
Psycho.
No, the one that got killed in the shower.
Psycho.
That was Psycho, actually.
Oh, was that Psycho?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one.
To be fair, there's probably been dozens of movies with a scene like that, but I'm sure you're thinking of Psycho.
Yeah.
Probably the one where she got killed in the shower.
Granny, things have been bad forever. We talk about this all the time.
I once saw a movie where a young lady was killed in the shower by a killer mutant snowman.
Oh, yeah.
Jack Frost. Great movie.
That's the only one I saw where,
You're better off having not seen Jack Frost, Granny. I can just tell you right now.
Oh, I know another one. What's that guy that makes all those weird movies and it had a clown in it?
Stephen King's It.
Yeah. Oh, that was horrible.
Yeah. Granny, are you one of those people that doesn't like clowns?
Clowns?
Clowns.
Oh, clowns. No, I don't mind clowns, but that one was a movie.
You don't like scary clowns?
You just don't like clowns that will, say, kill you.
I don't like clowns that kill people, no.
Okay. So another movie to avoid would be Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Now, what about, I know you don't like snakes, but what about snakes that don't kill people?
Well, they're bad, too.
Oh, all
They're
snakes
bad.
All snakes are bad.
All snakes are bad.
Yeah.
You and Indy.
Is it because they don't have legs, Granny? What is it about snakes that you don't like?
Well, for instance, when I was a kid, we had a lot of rattlesnakes and bull snakes, and you'd walk home from school and you had to be careful because they'd be hiding in the bushes.
Well, those rattlesnakes for sure will kill you.
Yeah, those are different than, say, a friendly neighborhood garter snake.
Oh, don't even talk about it.
Granny that's not open-minded when it comes to the snake population.
I guess not. You know, I have a theory about why snakes and spiders are so scary.
Oh, aren't you the one? Oh, Terry was the one that didn't like spiders.
Yeah, I don't like them either. But I think I don't mind snakes, though. So my theory doesn't exactly pan out. But here's my theory. I may have mentioned this on the show before. If you take like a cat or a dog, it's like it is an animal with 4 limbs, a head, eyes, ears, mouth. You know what I mean? All identifiable features. A snake looks like nothing like a human being. It is a long,
very profound,
thin, legless. You know what I mean? And a spider. How does a spider look like a human being at all? It doesn't. It's got 1,000 eyes. It's got 1,000 legs. It's hairy all over, which actually is kind of like you, but in general, it's just a disgusting monstrosity. Snakes and spiders are like alien beings. That's why they're so scary.
Well,
at least a bear just looks like a big hairy man. You know what I mean?
Those tongues are something else.
Yeah, forked tongues? You ever seen a man with a forked tongue?
Well, yeah, but he got surgery for it.
Yeah, exactly.
He sought out a forked tongue and wanted a surgeon to cut it in 2.
Yeah, and I'll bet he got a bunch of chicks after that, didn't he?
I bet not.
Yeah. All right, Granny, what's next?
Okay, it says...
But, actually, let me throw in one more thing. If you make something that looks too much like a human, but it's not, that also is freaky. That's why when you see a robot like R2-D2, for example, or C-3PO, you know, they don't really look that much like a human. But if you made a robot that had, like, you know, skin and they painted it up to look like a human, but it wasn't quite human, that'd scare the bejesus out of people.
I was going to talk about what an idiot you are, but then I remember about a year ago when Axe deodorant had like the chocolate man.
Yeah.
That guy scared the hell out of me.
Oh, yeah. Horrifying.
You may be onto something
Horrifying.
here. Too human, maybe too scary.
All right, Granny, it's your show. I'm sorry.
Okay, they want to know what I would do if I won the lottery. I wouldn't want to win it, because I wouldn't want a lot of money.
Good for you.
I was going to say you could just give it to me.
Keep life simple.
I would. I'd probably give it all to the relatives.
And then we'd donate a bunch of it to the Red Cross.
Not the Red Cross, something else.
Oh, see, what is with the Red Cross that people are so upset about?
Well, because I told you this before, they paid that one woman, Mrs. Dole, $200,000 a year.
And they also saved thousands of lives, perhaps millions.
Perhaps
I don't care, but that $200,000 could have went to save a lot more than that.
Perhaps the $200,000 she earned was compensated by $400,000 she brought in.
Yeah, maybe she raised $10 million.
Yeah.
I don't really care. I always thought that something like that was volunteer.
Well,
some of the Red Cross and stuff like that, some of it's volunteer.
That's true.
And besides, and she donated to some other cause rather than the Red Cross. So there you go.
So the Red Cross paid her a lot of money. She donated to someone other than the Red Cross.
That's right.
I'll have to do some investigating here, Granny. This could be an urban legend. What's next?
All right.
So I'd like to get my facts straight.
Was I a Bonanza fan? Yes, I like that show.
I'm sorry, what show?
Bonanza.
I like the way she said it better.
Yeah.
Bonanza.
Wasn't it? Bonanza.
Bonanza.
No, Bonanza.
It was Italian. Bonanza.
Bonanza, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never watched that show, Granny. Never a single episode. What about Three's Company? Did you like Three's Company?
No, I didn't care for that.
What about Little House on the Prairie? Carter appeared lately, and that show was on TV while I was sitting there waiting.
That's still on.
They're showing reruns?
I didn't watch that very much.
Is it on the Lifetime channel? What channel is that on?
I believe it was actually on Hallmark or something. But Michael Landon, who is also a Bonanza, is long dead. So
how about Highway to Heaven, Granny?
Also Michael Landon.
Oh, I like that one. Highway to Heaven was a good show.
I remember you liked that one. That's right. I remember you watching it when I used to go over there.
Yeah. I used to watch that.
You ever watch The Courtship of Eddie's Father?
Here's a good one for you. Do I believe in aliens? What do you guys think?
I will say no.
I'll say no, but you believe in ghosts.
Well, I think it's possible that there are some.
But they're not necessarily visiting here and putting needles in people.
Well, but it's possible that they're out there.
It is possible they're out there. That's true.
Yeah, and the government, if they know, they're not telling anybody because they don't want you to panic.
Remember we once started a long car ride with Brent Kremen?
Yeah.
And he tried to explain to us that aliens for sure existed, but they never came to Earth because they had more important things to do.
That's a valid argument. It is a valid argument. I mean, if they are advanced enough to be able to travel here from God knows where, why would they come here? There's got to be better stuff to do.
And if they were going to get us, they'd have got us a long time ago.
That's
true. You know what I mean?
They would, in fact, have got us if they wanted to.
And instead of taking one at a time, like a lot of people are saying that they come and got them and they came back.
Or cows. You know what I mean? What do they need a cow for? Seriously. So ridiculous. Now what about ghosts, Granny?
Ghosts? We talked about ghosts before.
We did. You do believe in those.
What about giants and demons and other issues?
What about Bigfoot?
That's possible, too.
What about the Loch Ness Monster?
That's possible, very possible.
Granny's open-minded in some ways. She's Go ahead.
The monster, that's for real, though, isn't it?
The Loch Ness Monster?
Yeah, people have seen it.
Well, they've seen it, but they may have seen, for example, an otter.
Well, it could be.
The most famous photo has been proven to be a hoax.
Yeah. Let's do two more, Granny.
Okay, they want to know what my favorite radio show was. I think I told this one before. I Love a Mystery that was on Sunday night, and I watched it with the radio hooked up to a car battery.
That's right. Granny's old school.
I missed that detail.
Granny's old school. She still has a VCR, too. Did I tell you that? Yeah. All right, one more, Granny.
Well, talking about a VCR, you know, my brother bought me a brand new one for Christmas. Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I have to this day. I don't know how to work it.
And you could hook up a radio to a car battery, but you can't work a VCR?
Well, somebody else did that, but I feel so bad because the thing does all kinds of things. And Val's been over here helping me. Nikki's been over here, and we just don't know how to work it.
It can do all sorts of things, you say.
Now, your
can you toast bread?
Son-in-law, Nikki's husband, has more electronic equipment in his attic, I should say.
Trying to get Tony to help Granny hook something up is
You don't like this idea?
Could be decades.
Well, the only time Tony would come over to fix it for me is if I went over and took a gun and put it in his ribs.
You pretty much just proved Brian's point there.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Granny.
So do you have a gun?
But I don't blame him because, you know, he's so well educated to come over here and try to help a dummy like me. I would... He wouldn't like that a bit, so I don't blame him.
Well, I didn't say he would like it.
You can do it. All right, Granny, let's do one more here.
Oh, here's a good one. Should Bryan have a mural or whatever that is on his new home to honor you?
That would actually be a great idea.
A mural.
I could think of the wall that's like the stairwell right under the stairs, the side of the stairs.
A mural.
I think it should be up on the ceiling of his bedroom.
Even I think that's a terrible plan.
Anyway, one more. One person wants to know what I really look like. I mean, he hasn't been on the internet and looked in the Dave's jacket thing and seen those awful pictures of me.
Apparently not. What do you look like, Granny?
I look like an old 80-year-old woman.
Yeah, everybody. Duh.
Yeah. So, but I'm on there. You know.
You are.
Some of those weren't too bad because they had me in a real cute body.
Granny, you're a beautiful woman, and have a happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, same to you guys.
We're going to see you on Saturday night, though, so be ready for a battle.
Okay.
I may come for help.
Fun.
Yeah, you may have to run in and help Vince.
I might make a banner for one for you and one for Vinny.
Oh, please do. Please make a Vinny banner.
I will.
Make it on gold.
Yeah.
Okay. And we'll root for you, Vinny, and clap for you.
Well, there's three of them.
He needs all the help he can get, Granny, let me tell you.
Yeah, and save us 3 seats.
All right, we will. I'll give you a call in the next couple days.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Nice. Oh, Granny. A mural of Granny on the ceiling of my bedroom. Never thought I'd hear that one before.
Are you going to do it?
No. I don't know. What would a mural of Granny even... You know what I mean? What would that even mean?
It means you love your grandmother.
But, I mean, what would it be? Like somebody would paint a caricature of her?
Yeah.
There'd be a bunch of pictures from the Dave's leather jacket thread?
Just find a nice picture of Granny smiling in the sunshine or something and paint it on your wall.
Yeah, I'll keep that one in mind. Granny!
Hello?
You're back on the show!
Right now?
It's
right
Friday night.
We're recording.
We've changed everything around.
I know, but it's only 11 o'clock.
We're going to try and go earlier on Friday nights from now on.
Oh, okay.
SmackDown starts an hour earlier. We don't have to worry about watching Impact at 9 or 10. I didn't get back from jiu-jitsu till 10 usually, so we're really getting a jump on things here.
Well, that's good.
What are you up to?
What am I up to? I'm sicker than a dog.
Oh, what do you got?
I got the flu. I mean, I got a really bad cold, and it's the same cough like your mom had.
Uh-oh. The one she had for 3 months?
I know.
Well, Granny, you got Medicare or Medicaid or whatever it is. You should go to the doctor.
What for?
So you don't have it for 3 months.
I won't have it for 3 months. It's just your mom has. I don't know if she does that every year,
your
but I
mom
don't have it for that
weak
long.
genetic stock?
Yeah. How about that?
All right, so wasn't quite ready for you yet here. I'm making notes.
You're making notes as we speak?
Should we call back?
No, that's okay. I'm done. Did you guys listen to Tiger's speech?
I heard about it. I didn't listen to it.
I did not know.
Oh.
How was it? Do you feel bad for the man now?
Well, the way I think about it, he had to do this because he wants to come back in April and play golf, and so he just did this to see what reaction he would get.
I thought he said he couldn't guarantee he'd even be back this year.
Well, I'm sure he wants to play in April.
I'm sure he wants to play now, actually.
Well, yeah, but he's going to wait till April for one of the big ones. But he wanted to find out what the reaction was, and all the women are against him and the guys are for him, so.
You know, well, that's how it works in this world. You know what I thought was funny about the whole deal? I didn't watch it, but I read the article on it. And apparently, like, his mom was there, and his webmaster. Why would you bring your webmaster to this, by the way? But anyway, his wife was not there. And I guess after he was done, he, like, hugged his mom, and then he gave... There were 2 other females there, like I don't know if it was... I forget who it was, webmaster and maybe somebody that did something else. Anyway, he kissed them both. And I just thought, really?
I didn't see that.
Man.
I didn't see him kiss anybody.
There's like a picture. There was a picture of him kissing this woman. Am I losing my mind here? I could have sworn I saw it. I'll find the picture right now as I'm talking about it to make sure I'm not crazy.
Well,
yeah, the picture right here. He's kissing someone. Tiger says sorry to the universe, says. Let's see if we've got the...
Is it the WWE universe?
Well, the part I saw was he hugged his mom and then he walked out of the room.
Well, he walked out, and I guess we'll see his future.
All I know is sometimes when I'm driving, I like to listen to sports radio. We have 2 sports radio stations in town, and today they were not talking about sports. They were talking about Tiger, and I was pissed.
After an embrace with his mother, Woods hugged the 2 women who sat on either side of her. Amy Reynolds, formerly of Nike, who now works for Tiger Woods Design, and Kathy Battaglia, who is Woods' administrative assistant at ETW Corp. You really were surrounded by 2 women that work for you, and you hugged them and apparently kissed one of them? Tiger, he continues to be an idiot.
Sponsors at Nike are closer to him than his wife,
Continues to be an idiot.
Well, and then one of the gals that he was having an affair with is all on there crying. She wants a personal apology from him. Well, she knew he was married and everything, but why don't she just disappear?
She wants a personal apology from Tiger?
Yeah, she wants him to come and look her right in the eyes and apologize to her.
For what?
I don't know, and she's got this big high-class attorney down there in California.
I'm sorry I cheated on you Or I'm done my wife with you? Or did she want an apology because she was only one of 12 mistresses?
I don't know.
Oh, stupid. This whole thing is just retarded.
Yeah, she was one of the porn stars.
Oh, and she wants an apology. That's even better.
She has high standards of who she will not share her bed with.
We need to just do a non-wrestling show and just talk about this stuff all day.
Okay,
this is even stupider than wrestling. What was that?
Let's get to Tulalip.
Vinny is moving on from Tiger Woods.
I guess so.
She has said her piece.
What about Tulalip? You ready for next weekend?
Oh, yeah. Sylvia sure is excited.
I hope you're not still sick.
Oh, I don't think so. I've had it for about 3 days now, so I'll be over it before long.
I didn't tell this story on the air. I'll tell it now. But at the Tulalip show this past, I guess it was last Saturday, Granny used to be a huge fan of Bolo, but she stopped being such a big Bolo fan because he kept losing.
He lost every
single show. And I'm still, like, maybe Caden can explain this to me. Like, I've never even asked him about this. But, you know, Granny's your average fan. She liked Bolo, but he lost over and over again, and pretty soon she didn't care about him anymore. And I'm sitting here and I'm just thinking, why are you beating Bolo left and right? Like, you know what I mean? I think maybe in his mind he's thinking if he loses enough times, people will get behind him. That's not working. I just was like, are you trying to kill Bolo, or what exactly are you doing here by beating him on every single show? Anyway, the point was, last Saturday, Bolo won, and Granny had gone to the bathroom.
Yeah, I missed it.
She was coming out of the bathroom, and she shuffled over to me. I was sitting on the couch out there by the entranceway, and Bolo's music is playing, and I was like, oh, God, Granny just missed Bolo winning. And he had, in fact, just won. Sorry, Granny.
But I ran in there anyway, and...
You did?
So the little back part of it.
Well, hopefully he wins the tag titles at the next show. Otherwise, I'm really going to be gobsmacked.
Oh, no, I wouldn't do that. Anyway, did you see the signs we were holding up?
She wouldn't do what? Put the titles on him?
Huh?
Never mind. I saw a Broad Chico sign. What'd you make for Vinny? One that just said Vinny?
I saw a Vinny sign.
Yeah, it said Vinny.
Yeah. Very good, Granny.
I have a fan.
Vinny, I heard Buddy, he wasn't very nice to you.
I'm stunned.
Buddy he was a little down on your weight.
Don't say.
You guys did a good job, but Bryan, you get beat up so bad all the time.
I'm a small man.
I know, but
I never give up, Granny. I always come back.
I know. And I heard somebody say in the background, Bryan, don't hurt your back.
I never heard that one.
Well, it is good advice.
It is good advice.
Don't hurt your back, anyone.
No one hurt their back.
There was somebody behind me.
Yeah. Well, I didn't hurt my back.
Well, and the part I like the best when you pull down what's his name's pants in the back.
That's your favorite part?
Yeah.
Everyone always cackles. Let me tell the story again very quickly. I know I've told this before, so I'll keep it quick. I used to do that spot all the time when I worked for Tim. I was a heel, and you do the sunset flip. The guy's trying to pull you over. You don't get down, so he reaches up and he pulls your trunks, exposing a little bit of your ass, and you go down, and it's a goofy heel spot. Showing ass, literally. So I used to do that all the time, and literally I did this like on every show for like 2 years, okay? So one day, Tim books a show at Western Washington University.
Yes.
The campus of the college.
Right.
Now, first off, he happened to book this show on a week that school was out.
Yes, it was like during spring break or something. There's
Bad
no
idea.
one there.
Bad idea. But regardless, we did a show on a college campus. So you can imagine who showed up. A bunch of college kids. So I did the spot. I did it in every match for 2 years. And I went upstairs, and Tim blew a gasket on me for exposing my ass on a show. I mean, he flipped out. He had never flipped out on me like this ever. And he completely flipped out, and he told me never to do it again, and this and that. And I just thought, after all this time at the college, this was the one that sent you over the edge. Never understood it, but he got very, very mad. The
reason I quit wrestling in the first place was I was tired of dealing with insane people.
And
so far, no one into Layla to that insane.
Now, what are you looking forward to on this next show, Granny?
I'm looking forward to you guys winning, because I told those two they were going to get beat.
Oh, well, hopefully we do it this time. Two times the charm.
I saw him in the hallway, and I told him, you guys are going to get beat.
You did not.
She did.
I did.
Awesome.
Granny doesn't mess around.
In fact, the one guy wanted to come over like he wanted to wrestle me, and I said, nah, I'll let Bryan do that.
Granny, you should have hit him with your purse.
Well, I could have, but everything would have fell out.
That's true. Granny, let's do some of the questions here.
Okay. It says, if I were young, what would my job be?
If you were what?
If I were young again,
young
what would
again.
my job be?
Yeah.
I'd be president of the United States.
What?
Okay.
Where did this come from?
I don't know. It's crazy.
It's just a lofty goal here in your old age, if you could do it all again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And next one was, what is Bryan? Well, how much is Bryan going to get it for an inheritance?
I get a car.
I don't plan on leaving anything. I'm going to live so long, I will spend all my money before I go.
Yeah, my parents have made it clear to me and my sisters that their goal is to have their money and time run out at the exact same moment.
Granny used to always be kind of frugal, and she would always go, well, if I spend this money, you're not going to get as much for your inheritance. And I always told her, just spend it. I don't care.
I'm not really spending it to give it as an inheritance, but I'm spending it so that when I have to leave my home here, that I can go to a place that's halfway decent.
When you die?
Have enough money to pay for a halfway decent place to go when I have to sell my home.
Oh, when you can no longer live on your own.
Yes.
Right.
Granny's making plans here for the future. I'm not sure I ever envision a time when you can't live on your own, to be honest with you, Granny.
Well, I hope not.
You're 80, for crying out loud. Not that I expect you to die. I'm saying I expect you to just keep going and going and going.
You'll be 140 years old now, working on the lawn and fixing the roof and whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I did clean out my gutters the other day.
I heard about that.
Yeah, anyway. Okay, next one. They wanted to know how come we don't say "I love you" to each other on the show when we leave the show.
I know.
Isn't that crazy?
I know the answer.
It's business.
Because you don't love him.
Oh,
yeah, that's something personal. Why should we do that when we're on the show?
And we have done that, Granny.
Yeah, we've told each other, but we don't every time say "I love you" before I leave.
Granny mocks that idea.
Wow. It's something like that's personal to do, in private.
That's true. You know what people always say? You should always make sure you tell the people you love that you love them every day, because what happens if something happens and you don't see them the next day?
That's right.
Well, if they know that you love them, are you really going to regret that you didn't say 3 words? You know what I mean?
A lot of people
Like if you beat them every day but say "I love you" before you go to bed, that's going to make everything better if they pass away during the night?
That's right. A lot of people feel that way.
You know what I mean, Vince?
What a strange analogy that was.
No, if you give someone all of your love all day, and you don't happen to say "I love you" when you go to bed that night, and they wake up dead, are you really going to be like, man, I hope they knew that I loved them. I didn't tell them last night.
I would have to ask someone who's lost a loved one.
Did you say wake up dead?
Sure.
Oh, how could you wake up dead?
Sure, it's possible. I mean, you have to ask someone who's lost a loved one. Everyone's lost a loved one, for crying out loud. Go ahead, Granny. What's next?
Anyway, this one person had a song on there, and he wanted me to listen to it and see if I liked it. But it was the type of music that I don't really care for. It had a kind of a nice beat to it, but
Edie Kamosi again?
A nice beat to it, you say?
What's the name of the song, Granny?
Don't ask me what the song was.
Oh, you don't know what it was called?
I wouldn't have any idea.
But did the file name? And when you said click here, there must have been a file name there.
She doesn't know the file name.
I didn't look at any file name.
Okay. All right.
God, Vinny, seriously.
Oh, shut up.
Okay, another one was, what was my greatest accomplishment? Well, the only thing I could think of is I raised 4 kids, and most of them turned out pretty good. So
most of them, you say?
Yeah.
Which ones failed?
All of them turned out.
Vinny just raised his hand.
I have a guess.
No. That's not Wayne.
Not Wayne?
No.
No.
Wayne, in fact, just didn't he just get published, Granny?
Oh, wow. He went signing some...
yeah, he did a cover for a book or something like that.
Cool.
Yeah, Wayne achieved.
Good for Wayne.
Yeah, he even signed some autographs.
Yeah. All right, Granny, go ahead.
Someone said for them to quit putting my face on the young bodies.
Granny just cackles.
I agree. It's pretty creepy.
Creepy, you say?
Yeah.
Granny, now would you ever want to go back and do it again, or was once enough?
For what?
Your life.
Oh, heck. I'd like to do it over. Sure.
But, I mean, if you did it over, you'd have to do all the same stuff again.
You had to go through the bad parts again, too.
No, I don't want to go through the bad parts.
Okay. All right, what's next?
Oh, let's see. Would I wrestle May in the WrestleMania?
Mae Young.
Yeah.
She's older than you.
She is older than you and significantly less mobile.
Well, I don't think I'd want to wrestle her.
I think she might still beat you, Granny. She's got a lot of experience.
I think she might still beat me.
And she's very tough.
Oh, I've seen her a few times.
Yeah, she's a tough old bird. All right, let's do 2 more.
Well, let's see. I just want to. They keep asking me, do you think Bryan should let Marie back in his life? I've never heard of a Marie.
It's a girl from the TV, Granny.
That's actually a great question.
It's one of the wrestlers on TV. They're making a bad joke.
Oh.
Bryan used to have a shine for this young lady.
So they say.
Yeah.
Another one was, what is the stupidest question anybody's ever asked me? And
I was going to say the last one right there, actually.
All I can think of is, will you marry me?
Oh,
that was a stupid question.
Granny. Grandpa helped you produce those 4 wonderful children.
You know what you're doing to me for Friday night? That's my date night.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry I put a damper on your dating tonight.
So now I'm going to have to change it from Friday to Saturday.
Well, Saturday's a good night for a date, is it not?
I guess that's okay.
You're not watching UFC. You and Sylvia need to go out on a double date and report back.
Oh, I offered to take her to breakfast at the senior center in the morning, and she's been on a diet, so she won't go.
So she doesn't eat?
Oh, she tries not to eat, but her eating habits aren't what I would do for a diet, so everybody's different.
And before we go, what are some of her eating habits?
Well, she's got a pretty big appetite. You know, she eats a lot at one time, and I don't think that's good.
You're more of a nibbler throughout the day.
Yeah, I just get hungry, eat a slice of bread or something, and never eat a great big meal. Just eat more often, but not as much.
Sure, a piece of bread.
Yeah, I
like
get
bread.
some whole wheat bread, and I sometimes I just put margarine on it, and just eat that, and it satisfies me.
You're like a duck.
I guess.
You know who else does that was Herschel Walker.
Likes bread.
Likes bread, and he doesn't skimp on the butter. It's one meal a day. Yeah.
So wait a minute. There was something on here I wanted to ask you about. Somebody wanted to know. Oh.
This is fascinating.
Yeah. Do I like Huey Lewis? Who in the heck's Huey Lewis?
Huey Lewis? I think that's one of Donald Duck's kids.
Oh, you're right.
No?
They said you and Vinny like him.
We do?
I was thinking that a good gimmick would be Huey Lewis and that'd be you and PN News. How about that for a tag team?
Oh, man, that's funny, Bryan.
Yeah, that was what they were talking about. Uh-huh.
I was going to make a Who's Fatter joke, but...
The more I think about this, Huey Lewis and PN News gets funnier.
It's a good one. I'm telling you. Especially you as Huey Lewis.
What did Huey Lewis wear? He looked like a blazer, didn't he?
He had a question mark on his chest.
Who?
Well,
Huey Lewis.
Jim
the Anvil Neidhart. I'm sorry.
I think he is some kind of news guy.
He is a news guy. That is correct, Granny.
Oh.
All right, Granny, we gotta let you go. You gotta go to sleep so you can recover.
Wow, and every time I listen to the show, the next day I get bored with myself.
What?
Well, don't listen to the show then.
I I get bored with myself on
I
the
stopped
show.
listening to myself on the show years ago.
Granny, we need to get you some vitamin D3. That'll keep you from getting sick so often.
I take vitamin D.
Really? D3 or just D?
Yeah, I don't know. Just take the vitamin D.
All right. Great, then. Good job, Granny. D3 is the magic vitamin, though. Listen, Granny, we'll get you back on next week and do a final preview for Tulalip.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Granny. Love you.
Love you, too.
All right.
You too, Vinny.
Love you, Granny.
All right, Granny. All right, see ya.
Full of love tonight.
We are full of love tonight after my massive tirade at the beginning of this program.
Why do you love Granny?
This website is about love, everyone, not anger and hate. Let's all just be friends. Let's all be friends. How hard is that? Why can't we be friends?